As NASA missions push farther out towards the limits of our solar system, we're discovering more and more evidence of forces we don't understand. July 14th, 2015. 3 billion miles from Earth, NASA's New Horizon probe begins the first flyby of Pluto.
We've seen images of Pluto from Hubble, from ground-based telescopes, but this is the first time we're ever going to see anything on the surface.
What Pluto looks like up close and personal is anyone's guess.
Even at the speed of light, it takes more than 4 hours for images from the probe to reach scientists on Earth.
We began to see this really strange, dark, mysterious surface.
The pictures reveal something totally unexpected, towering above the bleak landscape of ice.
So we see Pluto has mountains, big mountains.
Everybody is shocked. No one was expecting to find features quite like this on Pluto.
We expect the surface of Pluto to be much like the other icy moons and planets. A surface of ice with a smattering of craters. How wrong we were.
The mysterious mountains are as high as the Rockies. The discovery prompts scientists to speculate how mountains formed on this cold, barren world.
On Earth, we get mountain ranges because of plate tectonics. They sit on top of the planet, and because we have this molten core, they move against each other, and as they push up against each other, they create a mountain range.
But scientists believe Pluto does not have a molten core.
We're pretty certain plate tectonics isn't happening on Pluto. It's frozen. It has a little core of solid rock in the inside and a big, thick layer of solid ice. You can't have it convecting and moving around and causing a colliding of crust to make mountain ranges like we have on Earth.
With tectonics ruled out, scientists consider what other force could be at work on Pluto.
One other way that mountains can be formed in other bodies of the solar system is just from gravity.
We know from looking at other objects, moons of Jupiter, for example, that sometimes the moons can interact with the surface, a cracking, a warping, and this drives mountains, volcanoes, and big rifts and valleys. Maybe the same thing is happening at Pluto with Charon.
Charon is the largest of Pluto's 5 orbiting bodies. It travels around the dwarf planet every 6 days. But Charon is tiny compared to Jupiter's moons.
So could these forces between Pluto and Charon be driving these mountains? It doesn't seem to be likely. They're in a very tight orbit, and so it's a very steady behavior between them. It's not driving, warping, and changing, and constantly varying.
If Charon's pull isn't creating the mysterious mountains, what other cosmic forces could be at work?
Another explanation is that Pluto has just been bombarded with objects from the Kuiper Belt, which is this massive ring of millions of rocks flying around outside the orbit of Neptune, smashing into each other.
The process of bodies coming from outside, striking another body, excavating it, and creating ramparts of craters, which maybe later on, by some process, get eroded down, so all you see are mountains.
If enough of these Kuiper Belt objects hit Pluto in the right way, it's possible that it could look like there are valleys and mountains on the surface of this planet. But that's not what's happening here.
We see these mountains on Pluto. They're sticking up, they're pointy, but they don't look like impact craters. They don't look like they've been formed by something hitting the surface. It just doesn't look right.
A potential clue to the mystery of the mountains comes from images of a vast, curiously flat plain next to the giant peaks.
One of the most exotic surfaces on Pluto is Sputnik Planum. Big, white area, expanse of ice.
The massive alien ice sheet is like nothing we have on Earth. It's ice, but not as we know it.
What these images are showing is frozen carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrogen on the surface of Pluto that could be moving similarly to how glaciers move on Earth. No one expected to see anything that looks like glaciers on Pluto. This is fascinating.
This frozen desert inspires a new theory, that glacial activity could have created the mile-high mountains.
So we see this big glacial system on Pluto. Could that be causing the mountains? Could it be carving out and leaving the mountains behind?
It's possible that Pluto in the past has had glaciers. Glaciers of nitrogen ice, a much softer, more volatile ice than water, and actually just scoured these mountains and made them look kind of like glacial features look on the Earth.
The theory so far remains unproven. For now, Pluto's mountains are still an enigma.
We're always surprised during these events when we go by an alien body, and it's not so much a failure of thought, it's a failure of imagination.
It's a mystery, but things behave on Pluto very differently than they do on Earth, and we're still trying to figure it out.
Still to come, two amateur radio enthusiasts become international celebrities after revealing secret Soviet space disasters.
The brothers heard a signal which they interpreted as a man who was nearing cardiac arrest, a dying cosmonaut.
Two Italian brothers produce recordings of what they claim are secret Soviet space missions.
There's this recording that's released that seems to be of a female cosmonaut screaming in agony as her re-entry capsule burns up in the atmosphere.
Are they evidence of a massive cover-up?
Almost half of the original cosmonaut group vanished before flying, and they vanished from the group photographs as well.
They were airbrushed from history.